I have 32K in savings, 10 months of runway, and I'm running my entire SaaS with an AI agent that I set up in a couple of days. It's all done through Telegram. So I can't code, like genuinely, I don't have any coding experience and I don't know what a function is, but OpenClaw doesn't care about that. OpenClaw is the AI agent that we're going to be looking at today. And that's what I'm going to show you live, how I set up OpenClaw from scratch. And then at the end, I'm going to give you 5 prompts that took me weeks to figure out. So you can skip straight to the good part. Essentially, you can just skip this trial and error and you can take what I've learned over the last month or so playing around with OpenClaw. This is my Telegram and this is with Clarity. She's the first OpenClaw that I set up. And I'll just give you an example of what this is and why it's actually useful. So this was sent to me about 7 minutes ago by Clarity, my OpenClaw, and this is what it has told me. Like, it created a morning report for me, and it gave me an idea for Threadify that we could potentially look into based on what the latest updates to threads are. With that being said, here is our map. We're really going to have a look at 4 things. So the first thing is what OpenClaw is, and just to debunk like what an AI agent actually is, what it looks like under the hood. And then secondly, we're going to actually install it live. I'm going to install it on the computer that I'm on now, and then walk you through what you can do to do the same. At its most basic form, this is what OpenClaw is. So the main difference is that instead of you going to ChatGPT and putting a prompt in there and then it going to the cloud and then coming back and giving you an answer, the idea behind OpenClaw is that you install it on your computer and then it has a bunch of different files. And those files make up its own personality and its own functions. So there are a bunch of different files that we can talk about, and it sounds kind of nerdy, but this is why it becomes so customizable and it can really become your own. It really is like your own personal assistant. That's basically what OpenClaw is. It's a series of markdown files that contain instructions, and together those like make your own personality. So agents.md is who your agent is, and it contains instructions on what it should do and how it should operate. Soul.md defines the personality of the OpenClaw. And this is something that I'll be tracking along in the YouTube channel to see how far Gary can actually get Threadify in terms of paying users and actually implementing new features that can make the app better, autonomously, by the way. So the Soul MD, coming back to this, it's the personality of your AI agent. Who do you want your agent to be? And how do you want to be able to talk to it? Should it be casual? Should it be formal? Should it be proactive? Should it be cautious? These are the things that we want to think about. And then for the tools.md, this is where you pretty much put in some instructions about what sort of things it is capable of doing. The guy who created this, his name is Peter Steinberger, and he said something that kind of stopped me in my tracks. He said that agents will replace 80% of apps, not because they're smarter, but because they have your context. So your fitness app doesn't necessarily know that you slept badly. Your calendar app doesn't know that you're stressed. But an AI agent that lives on a computer, on your phone, it knows everything and it can connect to all of it. So that's what OpenClaw is. It's not just another chatbot. It's like a tool that connects to a bunch of other tools. And that's what makes it very powerful. All of this saying is like, if you've got good instructions, you get a good agent. If you've got bad instructions, you've got a bad agent. The thing that most people do with OpenClaw is they go and install it like on a separate device. Most people advise you not to install it on your main computer. Essentially, if you've got your own like old laptop, old computer, something that's just gathering dust in the closet or something, that's what you want to use. With all that stuff out of the way, I'm literally just going to type in here openclaw.ai. That is the URL. See here, OpenClaw, it is the AI that actually does things. The cool thing is it works with everything. So we can set this up in WhatsApp, in Telegram, in Discord, in Slack, in Signal, iMessage. Here is where some people get overwhelmed. Honestly, if you can copy and paste, then you're able to do what we're about to do. You don't need any coding experience. So you go into openclaw.ai, then you just go to Quick Start and literally just click this button here that copies this line. If you're on Mac, Command spacebar, and then type in terminal and then open terminal. Once you've opened terminal, just paste that line that we had copied from the OpenClaw website and then just hit enter. Once you've hit enter, you'll see this. Have a read through it. Basically, you just need to give it your consent. I understand this is powerful and inherently risky. I'm going to change it from no to yes. I understand. Continue. I'm going to go in the onboarding mode. You've got quick start or manual. Just click quick start. And now for your provider. This is where it can get a little bit controversial. These are the different AI providers, and you'll see the ones that you are aware of probably at the top. OpenAI is ChatGPT, Anthropic is Claude, and then Google, etc. Which one do I recommend? For most people, I would recommend that you just use OpenAI, because OpenAI explicitly allows you to connect like your account that you've already got. So for most people, choose OpenAI. I'm going to choose OpenAI for this one. What does this mean? The API key means that you have to pay for usage, and it doesn't use your existing ChatGPT subscription. ChatGPT OAuth means it will use your existing ChatGPT subscription, and that's the one that most people should choose. I don't really know many people who would want to do the API key, because the rate limits in the ChatGPT subscription, even the $20 one, extremely generous and more than enough for most people. So I'm going to choose that. Once you hit that, then a browser window will pop up and it'll ask you to put in your ChatGPT login credentials. Basically, you want to choose OpenAI Codex ChatGPT 5.3 Codex. This is their best model at the moment, and that's the one to choose. Now we can choose which channel that we want to be able to speak to our bot to. And I'm going to select Telegram. I would recommend you choose the same. It's going to be best for most people. You can also choose Slack if you want, Signal, Discord, WhatsApp, iMessage even, Microsoft Teams, lots of different options. Telegram's just going to be the easiest for most people though. The next step is to go to Telegram and get a bot token. At the top of Telegram, you type in literally just botfather. It's then going to ask you or say something like, all right, a new bot, how are we going to call it? Please choose a name for your new bot. You can change this later. Then I got a message from the botfather and it said, good. Now let's choose a username for your bot. It must end in bot. So now we just need a username for it. At the bottom of the message, there is something that says, use this token to access the HTTP API. Then there's a string of numbers there, and you want to keep that secure. Don't give it to anyone. And that is your bot token. That's the thing that you want to copy and then paste here. After that, you'll get a screen that looks something like this, and it says configure skills now, yes or no. Just hit enter, yes. Think about a skill, as the name suggests, as a capability of your agent. Like, what can it do? Each skill represents something that it can do for you. Apple Notes. So I wanted to have access to Apple Notes. GOG is a really good one to install because it gives your AI agent access to Google Workspace. So think about transcripts from calls, think about emails, and think about just Google Drive. iMessage, I want my AI agent to be able to access iMessage for me. Summarize is really good. You give it a YouTube link, for example, and then it will go and extract the transcript from that YouTube video and give you the summary of what it's about. Those are the skills that I want to install. And once I've done that, hit enter. It has installed the important stuff. How do you want to hatch your bot? This is where it gets pretty fun. It says hatch in TUI. This just means terminal user interface. The terminal is what we're already in now. Can we message our bot in Telegram? Are you there? Aria is typing. Yep, I'm here. We hatched a bot. I've just set you up in the Telegram. Ask me as many questions as you need to help me set you up so that you're as helpful to me as possible. And while you're doing that, make sure that you're teaching me how OpenClaw works and what files you're editing and what those files actually mean and do. I'll run this like a guided setup interview. And as you answer, I'll keep telling you what I'm configuring, which file I'm updating, why that file matters in OpenClaw, how OpenClaw memory works, quick mental model. I mainly persist through files in the workspace. We put agents, Sol, and tools before, but now we're going to be expanding our understanding of this a bit more. User is who I am. Sol MD is the personality of Aria. Memory, as the name suggests, is literally just its long-term memory. You should call me Lenny. My full name is Lennox. I will be calling you Aria. Just have a conversation with it is really the main point. Like, it doesn't need to be precise. You can see that from me just brain dumping. And the key sort of technique here is just ask it to ask you questions and then answer those questions with natural language. What it did was it updated its identity file. So now it knows that its identity is Aria/Aria Analytics. It updated its file about me, which is a user.md. And now it's actually asking me, next, I can create your Aria daily brief template, super short Telegram format. So every analysis from me is consistent and instantly actionable. And this actually relates to the final section of today, which are these 5 different use cases. So we can set up a morning briefing, research deep diver, accountability coach, sounding board, and then customer feedback analyzer.
Check out Notion link in description for each use case's prompt.
The whole transformation of today was that you walked in as a viewer and then you walk out as a builder. You don't need to know code. You just need to have patience. If you are on Threads and you want a way to connect with your people, find your people on Threads, and amplify your voice, instead of letting AI just replace it, check out Threadify. The link will be in the description for this video. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be a dropkick. I'll see you next time. Ciao.